Welcome back, everyone. Oh, I do not have an updated little donation tracker. 1 second. I don't know why this keeps breaking in between streams, but there we go. We are over the halfway mark in terms of donations for watching the matches. There's only going to be 2 matches today, the first 2, but that means we're going to get up to 10 today. There's going to be 3 more tomorrow. I think there's 3 more tomorrow, at least. But keep the donations coming in if you're still looking forward to the commentary for the remainder of the event. We still have about a week or so until the event is complete. A little bit more than that, maybe 8 or 9 days. I'm not exactly sure. I think it runs through July 4th. But here we go. We're checking out Norway against Belgium, which are 2 of the teams. Well, Norway has had some struggles, albeit they've played up against a lot of the top-seeded teams, and they're playing up against Belgium, who's doing quite well in this match. Helgemo and Grudy playing for Norway, De Gea and De Gea playing for Belgium. Matt says there used to be a lot more boards, 20 board matches instead of the 16 that we're currently seeing. Back when the players didn't complain about anything. Heart by North, 16 count. I guess I should pull up convention cards just to try and figure out what systems these players are playing. I know that Helgemo and Grudy play a pretty normal 2/1 system, generally, but it looks like De Gea and De Gea do not have a strong no trump available, or maybe they just open a heart with this North hand. Let's see. Belgium is a B. Found it. Ooh, I see. So North-South actually play 4 different no-trump ranges based on the vulnerability. So I think at these colors, it would be 12 to 14 is their no-trump opener. Good evening, Luna. Thank you for your donation and letting me know that PayPal had some fees associated with it. I did not realize. I guess it's maybe only internally in the US, well, or in your own country, that you can send money without any sort of fee. Norway plays Italy and France. Well, it's not possible that they play Italy and France later today. So one of those has to be incorrect. But yeah, there are a lot of pretty strong teams. I don't think North-South were hoping that this would be the way this hand plays out. Losing the first 3 tricks and still with what is pretty likely to be a natural trump loser. And on top of that, the 4-1 club split is going to cause some problems. So it looks like this is going to be down 3. Ace King of Hearts can be used to pitch the spade from South Sand. Well, thanks so much, Eric. I appreciate the donation. But everyone's doing a good job contributing. I've gotten quite a few donations, and as well as a handful of donations through YouTube. And of course I'm appreciative of it, but I think this was kind of a fair price point that I had set. for doing the coverage since I wasn't really planning on it originally, and specifically for days like today where I have plans this evening in real life. It might be it's going to be a really draining day on me. I'm going to try and get a nap in between coverage and what I have to do later today. All right, so 5 clubs down 3. Norway picks up 2 on the first board. It was not a very friendly layout for north-south. No trump doesn't make because they just don't really have a source of tricks anywhere. Maybe the club suit, but with king 10-9 fourth of clubs on the side. That did not fetch in the other room. That went down 2. 2 passes around to West, who opens a strong no trump, 15-17, or good 14-17. 2 diamonds transfer. I'm a little bit surprised that South isn't opening their hand a spade. I understand they're unfavorable, and maybe that's part of it, that they've kind of structured their system where at unfavorable vulnerability, they play 15-17 no trumps. Maybe they just give a lot of credit to the vulnerability. I know there's the famous bridge saying from, I forget who, vulnerability is for children. It might be Zia, but it could be someone else. But I would say normally I find that players who play weak no trumps tend to like to have very aggressive opening bids. So it's a little surprising to me that South systemically was not allowed to open a spade. But South did decide to balance back in with 2 spades after finding out that East was pretty weak for the 2-heart transfer. I mean, it's not a great hand in South, but it is 5-4 in the majors, and the spade suit is very good. You don't really want to get shut out of the auction completely, which could easily happen if you pass hands like this. But 2 spades passes round to East, who decides to balance 3 clubs. Normally, I advocate against competing for part scores at Imps. East's hand is probably borderline. 6 high card points, so he knows that his side has at least half of the deck. And he is short in the opponent's spade suit with the doubleton. Ace of spades lead is not what South was hoping for. Queen third showing up in the dummy. I was going to say Queen of Diamonds switch looks pretty natural, even though it's not really going to fetch here. North, rather interestingly, ducked the Queen of Diamonds switch. I guess he can always take the diamond ace when he gets in with the club ace later. And there's no risk of Declare's spade loser going away. But this looks a little bit strange to me because North can count 5 defensive tricks and could have just defeated the contract by cashing the diamond ace and partner spade king and then waiting for his ace jack of clubs. I guess he's hoping to beat this too. And maybe just there's no risk. It's very possible there's just no risk. So How is Declare going to play from here? I mean, obviously he knows that he needs to pick up the clubs for one loser, otherwise he's going down. I think he might just play club to the 10 right now. That's got to be what he's thinking about. This is his last entry to hand. I mean, eventually he'll be able to ruff the Queen of Spades or the third round of diamonds. But he knows the Ace of Clubs is offside. South turned up with the Ace King of Spades and the Queen of Diamonds and didn't open the bidding. Other table also got to 3 clubs. I wonder how they got there. Same type of auction. East decided to balance over 2 spades with double as opposed to 3 clubs. I tend to like these types of doubles at match points a lot because they're very flexible. And as a match point aficionado, I like to greed for plus 200. Whoa! Heart to the king. Huh. Ace of hearts. King of clubs. Well, Declare can get out for down 1 here, leading the Queen of Hearts to pitch the Jack of Diamonds. You need to develop the hearts in order to get rid of dummies losers, but you know, you might be right. Like, if we played a club to the 10, North won the ace, and then a spade came back to South, and then 2 rounds of diamonds, we ruff with... Oh, that actually just wouldn't work. Because South would have gotten a ruff with the Jack of clubs. Yeah, so maybe the point is club to the 10 never makes the contract, because if South has the Jack of clubs, then he's going to score that on the 3rd round of diamonds. Well, tricky hand. Nothing that Declare was able to do on this layout of the cards, of course. South has a 9 count, favorable, so South can open a no trump here, and I think they will. They're playing 9 to 11 as the range. So West makes a penalty double. I wonder if East-West have... No, there's no way. I was going to say I wonder if East-West have some sort of different texture to their penalty doubles depending on the no-trump range. Like over 9 to 11, does West only need like a 13 count? Or is it still like a strong no-trump that West can double with? But I don't think that this East-West pair have any agreements like that. They tend to just play mostly natural stuff. North has the Nightmare hand. So East-West make 6 diamonds, right? which means I think if they go after two clubs, it'll probably be a pretty good result for them. But they might only get this like 6 tricks. Hold on, how many is that? 1, 3, 5, 8, 11, 14. Oh, so this could be like a really funny win one, right? Plus 1400 versus minus 1370. All right, so East will lead to Trump. The kind of normal opening lead against doubled part scores. Wonder what two clubs is? I bet it's clubs in a major. I bet it's clubs in another suit. Which is, I think, the typical way to treat balanced hands opposite your partner's weak no trump when it gets doubled. You just bid two clubs because, or you just bid your cheapest 4-card suit because you want to like kind of feign as if you have some sort of distribution to the opponents. You play a different run-out structure. Two clubs is clubs or diamonds in a major. So I guess I kind of quickly claimed that this was going to be 1400. It looks like the defense can get 1400 if West gets a heart ruff. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it's always... Maybe Declare always scores 3 tricks. Yeah, I'm actually struggling to find a way for East-West to make 11 tricks. The fact that East can't put another trump through, I think, is going to be just a little bit too problematic for Helgamo. He can get a heart ruff, but I think South will always get a diamond ruff, and then will always be able to... You know what? I take this all back. I'm standing by my claim of down 6 is possible, and I think it may well happen. East-West are going to need to be really careful. I think they need to play 3 rounds of diamonds pretty soon before touching spades ever again. Forcing Declare, who can't really pull trumps because that 8 of clubs is a little bit too big of a card. And Declare can like exit a spade from hand, but Helgamo can win the ace, go king of hearts, heart to the ace, heart ruff, spade to the king, and then the 4th round of spades. No. Declare could just pitch a heart then. Okay, I take it all back. I think 1100 is basically just guaranteed from here. So, I mean, this could be a big win for Belgium, but they have to find their way to 6 diamonds in the other room. I don't think the auction's going to be duplicated, that's for sure. I guess let's get back to reality for a second. I was just like thinking about if there was a way for the defense to actually hold Declare to 2 tricks, and I don't think it's possible. They would need to arrange a trump coup through the ace-queen of clubs, but they just don't have quite enough trick-taking power. If East had the heart queen, it would be working. But the 8 of spades switch to Grudy is going to look as if Helgamo wants him to lead one of the red suits. So spade to the queen holding. Grudy now knows that he needs to underlead one of his red aces, but it kind of could be either, right? From his perspective, you know, the red suits could be completely flip-flopped between the west and south hands, and then Helgamo would be asking for a diamond instead of a heart. Here, Helgamo just wants a heart throw so that he can play back a heart and possibly get a heart ruff. North is playing 3 clubs doubled in the other room? How is that even possible? I mean, North or South would have had to enter the auction at some point, which just is not a thing that can happen. Are they also playing this week, No Trump? That would be insane to me. If South also opened a week, No Trump. But like, then, I mean, just... But how do you get to the 3 level? There's no way you can get to the 3 level, right? Grudy does, I guess, kind of figure out that his partner was asking for hearts, or he just guessed. Given that he has the jack of diamonds, it makes a little more sense to not lead that suit. King of diamonds, these should be giving count on this trick. A lot of the times when you are in situations where you're trying to like cash a bunch of tricks against like these doubled part scores, or like, you know, someone preempts and then it goes double all pass, your objective is to try and like get a count on the hands. Wait, the Latvians got to 7 diamonds doubled? That doesn't make any sense. How could you possibly get to 7 diamonds doubled when you were only at the 3 level? Gandolia says, a no trump, 2 clubs. South doubled 2 clubs. Ace, queen, 10, 4th. Oh, boy. Oh, no. 1 no, 2 clubs, double. Yeah, they'll get you sometimes. If you do this against the wrong competition, they're gonna greedily go after the redouble card. Redouble, pass, pass. South bid 2 hearts, which got doubled. 3 clubs from North. Saving his partner, but then North had to play it. That's unfortunate. Well, this is going to be 7 imps going the way of Belgium. Once 1100 comes through. It's insane to me that both tables got to club part scores and got doubled and just went for 1 million. I wonder how easy it is to get to 6 diamonds on these Twist cards. West had what? King, queen of diamonds, ace of spades is 9, king of hearts is 12, and the king jack of clubs is 16. So West has a no trump opener, and East had a 4x1 14 count, a singleton club. I think it's actually pretty hard to reach 6 diamonds on the East-West cards. Most people don't have a way to show a singleton club. I mean, like this shape from East. So East is gonna have to make up his mind over 2 diamonds. I suppose you can bid 4-no quantitative, but is West really accepting with no 5-card suit and a 16 count? I don't know. I guess it's possible. All the current results are 3-no trump. Wow. Yeah. I mean, if East doesn't want to bid 4-no quantitative, East can bid 3-no. And it might depend on West no trump range. If West is a 14 to 16 no trump, then East with only 14 probably doesn't expect to make a slam unless they have a major suit fit, which they don't. You can't find a diamond fit over your no trump opener, so the 4-4 diamond fit at least. If only Stamen allowed you to, like back in the day, did 2 clubs Stamen, 2 diamonds showed diamonds, 2 hearts showed hearts, 2 spades showed spades, and 2 no trump denied? Probably not. I wonder if anyone has ever played that, though. They would have an easy time on this hand. You bid 2 clubs, West bids 2 diamonds, showing 4 diamonds. This defense has been very slow. The Polish team got to the slam. Very nice. Very nice. Grudy returns a 3rd spade to Helgamo's ace. Helgamo does get his heart ruff now. Heart to the ace, heart ruff. Wait, they could have gotten it 1400. Oh my god, I take this all back. I wasn't even thinking about this, but Helgamo cashing the Diamond King was the fatal mistake for the defense. If Helgamo was able to get 1 heart ruff with the 4 of clubs, why did he ruff with the 8? 1 heart ruff with the 4 of clubs, another heart ruff with the 8 of clubs, because North couldn't over-ruff the 8, and use diamonds to get over to East's hand to play the 13th spade, which would promote his then singleton king of clubs. Yeah, okay, so 1400 was technically available, but when Helgamo cashed the Diamond King, that was the fatal mistake. Because he needed to be able to use all of these entries to East's hand to score heart ruffs, as well as the 4th round of spades. Maybe the King of Diamonds wasn't necessarily the play that cost, but I think that's the one that made things a little bit too difficult. Leading back the 10 of spades to the king, I think, was the last error. It's all about managing the entries, but obviously defense is a little bit harder here. You don't know what Declare's hand looks like, and you kind of need to cache some cards to get some signals from your partner. It would have been a very amusing push, though, if they defeated 2 clubs doubled 6 tricks and the other table was in 3 clubs doubled down 6. Wonder how the defense went at the other table. Trump lead. Spade switch. Spade back to the ace. Diamond, diamond. And this kind of ends the defense's hope. Once again, they haven't started getting their heart roughs yet. All right, a no trump, pass, pass. South balances 2 spades. 6-card spade suit. And especially with East having passed, South knows his partner has some values. Much scarier to overcall 2 spades in direct seat with a hand like South's. Eight of hearts lead. Declare hopping up with the ace of hearts is interesting. I guess if you put in the heart queen and it loses, which is pretty unlikely, then you're going to have some real trouble. So diamond the jack, West wins the ace. Helgamo decides to just return a diamond, which is going to make Declare's life pretty easy. I mean, I assume you just rough a diamond, see the 10 fall, play a spade. West will get in and can give his partner a diamond rough, but he's only going to collect 2 spades, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and a diamond rough, so 2 spades will make. The other table got to 3 spades and made it. A no trump pass past 2 spades. West made a takeout double. Which is generally quite reasonable when you have a doubleton in the opponent's suit. You've opened a no trump. Oftentimes your partner's going to have a fit somewhere, and you don't need partner to have much in terms of values generally to compete. But Helgamo didn't do that at this table. North bumped to 3 spades. And how to declare... Oh, ace of diamonds lead. I see. Ace of diamonds, low diamond. Made Declare's life very easy. Jack of hearts even got covered by the king. So Declare just had 9 tricks pretty quickly in the other room. He can still make 9 tricks here if he decides to lead like the king of spades out of hand, for example, or a low spade out of hand. He will prevent East from getting a diamond rough eventually. But I think this is like, that would be a very risky play in two spades. Like, he doesn't know the 10 of diamonds is falling, and he doesn't know that West has only a doubleton spade. If he exits the jack of spades here and West goes queen of spades, ace of spades, spade, now he might just go down. So there's the diamond ruff. 10 of diamonds falls, so now Declare knows he doesn't need to ruff the 9 of diamonds. Spade to the jack. And Helgamo does work out the right defense. Plays the 4th round of diamonds for his partner to ruff. On board 3, Switzerland played 3 clubs redoubled in the East. Well, that has to be a pretty good result for them. Because they're making over tricks. Now, real question. Did they make 11 tricks? +1? Okay, fair enough. I guess it's a little bit too much for players to be taking 11 tricks and clubs on the East-West cards, but it is available. Either on offense or defense. What could Declare possibly be thinking about here? There's just no way that you pitch a club. I mean, the guy opened a no trump on your left. He's not playing your system. You know, if North-South had opened a no trump, South would be like, well, East has all the high card points. But yeah, here, West is very likely to have the King of Hearts. In that match, Switzerland played clubs in both tables. It's crazy to me how many tables are getting to clubs on that third board. North-South. I understand wanting to make a lead directing double. I don't think I would do it because this sort of stuff happens. Right? But if it's more like a game-ish type deal where East only has like a 9 or 10 count and game is going to be very thin, you do want partner to probably lead clubs. Ooh. Okay, first question, is North going to preempt in diamonds? I guess we'll find out. There are definitely players who would. I suspect most players would not, though. So East opens a spade. And now, spotlight on South. I think 4 hearts is a pretty reasonable bid. Because you're kind of planning to bid 4 hearts anyway at some point in the auction as South. So doing it immediately has a lot going for it. But South decides to bid 2 spades. The thing that I kind of like about 4 hearts is that at these colors, I want to prevent the opponents from exchanging information and figuring out whether or not they have a good sacrifice. But the thing that 2 spades has going for it is if the opponents were planning to bid over 4 hearts directly, then showing that we have hearts and a minor will clue partner in a little bit better about what the hand looks like. But we don't get to find out, right? I guess maybe some other tables will take the 4-heart approach on the south cards, and then we can use that as a reference point for whether or not East-West will come back in to the auction. But here, looks like North with kind of no fit for his partner in either suit. Doubles 4 spades. Other table, 4 spades went down 1 in the East, undoubled. How did they get there? Spade, 2 spades, 3 clubs by North. Same exact auction in the other room. But over there, North decided not to double. Currently, all the tables were South bid 4 hearts. East came back in with 4 spades. I see. And then South has a tricky problem, right? I mean, South probably bids 5 clubs, but you're not necessarily feeling great about that action with no aces. Every South doubled. Double makes a lot of sense. Double from a preemptor tends to show extra offense. And so that's what South has. It's basically saying, like, I want to save, but I don't want to do it all on my own. Like, if you just have a ton of defense against 4 spades partner, you can pass the double. Whoa! What all happened here? So 4 spades doubled made because there are only 3 defensive tricks, right? There's 2 trumps and a heart. What was the opening lead? Wait a second. Did Declare win the ace? Oh, North played the 9 of hearts at trick 1. Mistake. Not technically. East could always duck on the king of hearts. But if East won the ace of hearts, then South would be able to get over to partner's 9 to get a diamond ruff and separate the trump tricks. So how did they go down in the other room? King of hearts lead. Also to the 9 and ace. Club to the king and ace. Spade. North played low. Oh, it had... Actually, yeah, the defense is just simple. It's not about getting a diamond ruff. It's about North ruffing the 3rd heart with the ace of spades. Wow. That is a big miss by North-South here in this room. We can kind of see what North was going for when he flew ace of spades to give his partner a diamond ruff. And he can be pretty confident that his partner's short in diamonds because he's looking at 7, dummy has 3, and his partner didn't lead 1. But maybe North should have paused a minute to think about the actual shape on the hand because he knows Declare has a singleton club. He knows Declare has 3 diamonds. Anyway, 12 imps to Norway, who have retaken the lead. So, how did West get to 3 diamonds? No trump by South. 9 to 11 once again. And Helgamo just bids 3 diamonds, which I think shows values. That over a weak no trump, you don't want to bid if you don't have values. It's not like over a strong no trump where you make these aggressive overcalls to try and like compete for part scores, for example. Over the weak no trump, if you don't have stuff, you should just pass, because you really want to make sure that you don't miss out on bidding a game or doubling the opponents if it's your hand. So competing for part scores over the weak no trump, I think, is a little bit less valuable. But East on this hand doesn't have much. I mean, 7 highs is pretty nice, but 1 supporting honor and partner's diamond suit, probably not enough to move towards game. No aces, no kings. I'm gonna get a water. 1 sec. Much better. So after the Ace of Hearts lead, South gave what looked like a count signal to his partner, 10 of Hearts. North switched to the Jack of Spades, which held. Another count signal, 2 of Spades from South. Spade continuation, ruffed by Declare. Looks like there's going to be a diamond loser and a heart loser in the end. So this will be 3 diamonds making 3. We're now ahead of the other table by a little bit. I think we'll see a score coming through on that hand pretty shortly. Over there, they were ahead of us in pace of play up until this moment. Ooh. South has a lot of spades. Looks like a pretty typical 3-spade opener. And then what? I mean, Helgamo will pass. I guess 3 spades will probably buy the contract here. It doesn't look like East or West have anything to say over it. Oh! Helgamo actually does double 3 spades takeout. He only has a 13 count, but he does have hearts. I mean, I would say it's like a little bit risky to make these doubles sometimes. But it's also a little bit risky to pass. I mean, preempts can work, so you just kind of pick something and hope that it works out for your side. As it is here, North-South just have 4 cashers. Ace, King of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs. So this will go down a trick. But it looks like 3 spades might have been making with the spades splitting. Declare only has a diamond, a heart, and 2 clubs to lose. I mean, on a single dummy basis, 4 spades is a fine contract. If the opponents, say, get off to 2 rounds of hearts on opening lead, then you might not even need the spades to split. Ace, King of Spades, take a club hook. Your diamond goes away on the 4th round of clubs. So this might be a good save. I mean, Norway could pick up an imp or something if 3 spades is the contract in the other room. Or maybe they also get to 4 hearts. I'm pretty sure South should shift to... Okay. I was going to say I'm pretty sure South should switch to diamonds. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Because if North happened to have like the ace-jack of diamonds and his clubs were a little bit weaker, it might have been necessary to knock out the king-queen of diamonds. But here it didn't matter. Down 1 in 4 hearts. Another distributional hand from Helgamo. Got a 13 count, 5-5 in the black suit, so he'll open a spade. North will pass, and East will probably make whatever their like limit raise in spades is, would be my guess. Oh boy. It looks like they don't, well, at least not on their card that I'm looking at, they don't seem to have a way to show a limit raise. So maybe East will just force to game. I don't like bidding 4 spades with the East hand. I think it's way too good. You could easily miss out on a slam. So I guess East's options systemically are East could bid 2 no trump, which is their game forcing spade raise. Wait, 3 spades. On their card it says 3 major, fit with 4 cards and weak. Maybe I'm misreading that, because that East hand does not look weak to me. Okay, guess I have... Wait, am I even on the right card? Oh, I'm not even on the right card. Ah. Okay, this one's on me. Sorry, chat. This is absolutely invitational. Yeah, that looks like the right bid for me, Sand. Invite with spades. Heart opening lead. I mean, I assume we just take the ace of hearts and then pull trumps and try the club finesse. That seems like the right way to approach this one. So that's going to be, what, 13 tricks? All of them? You can ruff 1 club to make the suit good, and ruff 2 hearts in the East hand, and then West Sand is all good. I kind of understand Helgamo's hesitance to make a slam try. If this is not a slam hand. Wait, what? Why did he play a club to the queen? Hello? What? I'm sorry, what? He just dumped a trick for no reason. I'm in shock. Why would he do this? I don't even know what a club to the queen helps with. No, was he really worried South had a singleton king of clubs? I don't think so. I feel like he was trying to be like a little. He was trying to conceal what was going on. You know, he played the jack of hearts at trick one. He was hoping that if the king of clubs was offside, North would switch to diamonds. But man, that seems like a really weird line of play from Helgamo, and it will cost him a trick. But yeah, following up the point, like when you have voids like this and a clear weakness, right? Like as West, you really don't want the opponents to lead hearts. If Helgamo does start like cubiting or whatever, or showing his hand in some way, it's much more likely that North is going to find a heart lead, and four spades might end up going down on a heart lead with a hand like this. And he just figured the chances that slam was on were pretty remote, which it looks like he was absolutely wrong about. I mean, on a non-heart lead, slam is just cold, and on a heart lead, it's still on the club finesse to make the slam. So, feels like a slam you want to be in. Halfway through the match, club by North, which I guess is alerted just because they play like a unusual range of no trumps. So North could just have whatever their non-range of no trump is in this spot, which their one no opener here would be 9 to 11. So a club, a spade, a no trump from North, showing I think 12 to 14. And if North had 15 to 17, they would have opened a diamond instead, I believe is the way the system works. South with just a completely flat hand, but 5 spades to the king, decides to bid 2 spades. Club lead from Helgamo. I think there's multiple reasons why he would choose a club over a diamond here. For one, talked about this yesterday, that when you have two similar type suits, you want to be leading from your longer one, because those are the most likely tricks that can go away. One of the opponents is often going to be short in that suit, and therefore, if you don't start attacking it or set up tricks or cash your tricks, they might be able to discard one of their losers. But secondly, East had no way to show natural clubs over a club, other than maybe to bid 2 clubs. But East could have showed diamonds naturally by overcalling a diamond, so that makes the club lead a little bit more attractive. Here, Declare works out to play low, run it around to the jack in his hand. So the club lead has not worked out for Helgamo this time, but I think it's probably the right opening lead. Heart to the jack. So Helgamo knows that if he wins the Queen of Hearts and cashes the ace, he's going to be unplayed. He has to break one of the other suits. 4-2 of hearts from east, showing count. So Helgamo basically knows Declare's hand. He started with 5 spades, Jack doubleton of clubs, Jack third of hearts. I'm pretty sure he's going to get out the Jack of Spades. I mean, it's either the Jack of Spades or the Queen of Diamonds, I think. Those are the two possible switches here. I think exiting the 7 of Spades would be a pretty big giveaway if East happened to have Queen third, not Queen 9 third, but Queen empty third. So yeah, he does exit the Queen of Diamonds, which makes a lot of sense. Hoping that his partner has the Jack over there in addition to the ace. But now that Jack of Diamonds is set up in Declare's hand. So Declare will be able to get out with 8 tricks, losing just a spade and a diamond from here. Wait, how confident am I in that? Wait a second. Maybe Declare is not getting away with 8 tricks. Oh my god. I forgot about East playing back a third heart. Why is this game so hard? Alright, so the third heart actually promoted a trump trick. Good to know. I'm sure everyone was yelling at me, and I promise that I'll figure out one of these hands someday. Not today, maybe, but eventually. Yeah, so Helgamo actually did really well then to switch to the Diamond Queen. Queen of Diamonds, around to the ace, then a heart came through. King of Hearts actually an important play because that let Helgamo know that he could exit a diamond in the end away from his 10 to set up a trick. So strong defense all around. South has another spade preempt. South just keeps picking up spade suits this set. Pass by East. So South will be able to open hold on, I'll figure this out eventually. I mean, maybe when South bids, I'll know what their opening bid is. Because 2 spades is weak with both minors. 2 hearts is... Oh, 2 hearts is weak with spades. Okay, I understand. Got it. Yep, there's the 2 heart opener. So 2 hearts weak with spades. Double by West, I guess shows hearts for now. He has a big hand. He has 21. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So 2 hearts, double shows hearts. Passes back around to south, who will bid 2 spades. And then what's Helgema going to do with his hand? Okay. South has decided to redouble. What? Okay. Okay. That's much better. Now, whoa. 4 hearts is a bid that I don't really have a good explanation for. I mean, presumably Helgemo could have, like, reopened with double, reopened with some number of no trump, since he's already shown hearts. I feel like Ace King 5th is about the minimum that you might expect in terms of a heart suit already. Like, I don't think East has promised hearts at any point in this auction, as far as I can tell. So 4 hearts feels like a pretty unusual bid. I think they were going to get to 4 hearts one way or another, because Grudy would be able to show his Queen 4th in support at some point during the auction if Helgemo had taken another call. Board 8, Helgemo's carelessness did cost him an imp. The other table was able to make all 13 tricks in spades. So 4 hearts comes through, plus 620. Feels like that one's going to be a pretty common result. I mean, over a 2 spade preempt directly, it's a little bit harder for East West to find their way to game. But I imagine if West makes a takeout double, East is just going to bid hearts, and then, well, East will Lebensal. And I think West will reject the Lebensal by bidding 3 hearts himself. So East will find a raise with Queen 4th. Two passes on this one. North-South are playing a 12 to 14 no trump in these colors. Wait, I'm sorry, what? Maybe it's only first and second seat? Aha. I see. Man, they have a lot of different ranges of no trump on their card, but it looks like this one's 15 to 17. So no trump Stamen, double by West. We've seen these bids backfire before. 2 hearts by North. I wonder if 2 hearts shows a club stopper. Or if they don't have that agreement. It would probably be alerted if they did. I guess I don't really know what South's thinking about. If South's plan was to invite a no trump, then Queen fourth of club. The fact that West doubled 2 clubs, but South has Queen fourth is. That's probably a good enough holding. Maybe South is thinking about passing out 2 hearts in the 4-3 fit, deciding that the Queen of Clubs no longer has full weight. Okay, he does decide to bid 2 no. Seems like a reasonable bid. And now North needs to decide how much he likes his hand. So it's 16, which is like right in the middle of the no trump range. No aces, though, which I think is a big concern, as well as a pretty weak club stopper. So 2 no trump it is. East does respect his partner's club double, leads a club. So Declare off the top has a club, 3 hearts, 2 diamonds, 6 tricks. He can set up some extra tricks and spades, and it looks like that's probably going to be what he goes after. Heart to the queen, spade to the jack. So East wins. And now what? I wonder if East is going to shift to diamonds now. Latvia against Estonia has an interesting swing on board 10. One of them got to a part score in hearts, and the other one got to a slam in hearts. They both missed. I mean, certainly East can just play a club now, but one of the big concerns from his side might be, so he knows his partner has the ace-jack of clubs, which is 2 more tricks. They have 1 in the bank. He has 2 aces, and his partner has the ace-jack of clubs. So they're up to 5 defensive tricks, but he needs to get another one somewhere. So if he plays a club through now, Helgamo might be concerned about cashing the club ace, because that would set up the queen and dummy, which could be Declare's 8th trick, for all he knows. So I think Rudy might actually switch to diamonds in the hopes that he can set up diamond tricks for whenever partner gets in. Like, Helgamo should switch to diamonds on a low club to the jack. But, I mean, he might not figure out to cash the club ace. He might not. He might also, like, think that switching to hearts to attack the ace of hearts entry could be the right thing to do. So I think I'd expect Grudy to maybe switch to a low diamond here, hoping that Helgamo has something like Jack 10 third or Queen 10 third in the diamond suit. And, well, he does just continue clubs. So now it's Helgemo's chance to think. Again, he might not cash the club ace here because he sees that's setting up the queen of clubs and dummy. I mean, nothing really matters on defense. Declare is going to make 2 no trump because there's no way for East-West to get more than 5 tricks. But Helgemo doesn't know that. He's going to work his hardest to try and find a layout where his partner can score 3 more defensive tricks to go with his club ace. So I guess it's all just going to be about the over trick. If Helgemo does take the club ace, Declare is going to be held 8 tricks. If he switches to diamonds or hearts or whatever, I think Declare is pretty likely to manage 9. I mean, a heart switch gives Declare a little bit of difficulty, because if he wins the ace of hearts, then he won't have an entry to the long spade. But alright, the diamond switch is not going to cause Declare any trouble. Wins the king of diamonds, now he can lead the king of spades out of hand. And now he'll just try and cash out, and when both majors split, he's going to have the rest. So a couple pushes back to back. 2 spades down 1 on board 9. 4 hearts making on board 10. Greedy pitches the 9 of spades to just speed up the play. Plus 150. I'll say, as a spectator, one of the things that I guess I grew accustomed to when we were watching the US trials, because they're playing on the tablets, but both bidding and playing on the tablets, was there just wasn't any downtime in between hands. Like here, we have to wait for the VuGraph operator to swap to the next board. And then, of course, since they're bidding on tablets, we have to get the VuGraph operator to translate from the tablets to BBO on VuGraph. That was not the opening bid from West. North opens a club. Spade overcall by East. The South will bid 2 hearts. I mean, Helgamo is definitely just going to put 4 spades on the table, or on the tablet as it may be. Singleton club, he knows the opponents don't have a heart fit, and the vulnerability. I mean, all of these things just kind of suggest saving. Or maybe not saving, but putting a lot of pressure on north-south immediately. Looks like north-south are going to come out okay, though. Or... yeah, wait a second. I was going to say north-south can make 5 clubs, but not on a heart lead. Which is going to be east natural opening lead with the singleton. East will lead the singleton heart. Get in with the club ace. And then I guess he's going to have to decide which pointed suit ace his partner has to get a heart ruff. Because the 4 spade preempt might make it sound a little bit more like Helgamo has the spade ace than the diamond ace. So we'll see if they're able to get the defense right. I'm so confused as to why 2 hearts hasn't been bid yet by South. I'm looking to see if they play something like negative free bids or whatever. I've never played negative free bids in my life, so I don't know what South's supposed to do with this hand if 2 hearts is non-forcing. I guess you bid 2 spades, or you start with double or something, but that just doesn't compute for me. Oh, God. They weren't able to bid 2 hearts, so South bid 3 hearts. Well, Helgamo is ready with 4 spades, which seems like the right thing to do. I assume North is supposed to pass this. I mean, maybe North's going to double. I didn't really consider that as an option earlier. I don't know if this would be a forcing pass situation. I generally tend to think not. But maybe we would make an exception at this vulnerability with West being a passed hand. I'm sorry, what? Did 3 hearts show hearts and clubs? Is this like a fit showing bid? Ugh. 3 hearts, hearts, and clubs hurts my brain. Well, they got to 5 clubs. So we will see the singleton heart lead. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it looks pretty natural. Like, lead the singleton heart, hope partner has the spade ace, win the club ace, and then get a ruff. You play most jumps in competition being fit showing. I think it makes sense in general. I just don't know stylistically like what 2 hearts would have been. I mean, to me, 2 hearts is like the most automatic bid from South's hand. I wouldn't have even considered any other call. Declare wins the ace of hearts, leads the king of clubs. So Grudy gets to win the club ace, but now he has this decision to make. And I don't think he's gotten much information. He got the 2 of hearts from partner on the first trick. That's it. Or like the 4 of hearts or whatever it was. 2 of hearts from partner on the first trick. Is that suit preference for diamonds? I would say it probably should be, but this is... this really is just a guess from East. Like, the fact that Helgamo has longer spades than diamonds probably indicates that it's more likely that he has the spade ace than the diamond ace, just from like a mathematics perspective. And he wasn't able to give you a signal in the trump suit itself. That 10 of clubs was his only trump, and you can be pretty convinced about it, knowing that North has bid 5 clubs all on his own. So, what is East going to do? This is one of those spots where you just feel terrible at the table. Because, like, I mean, Grudy's probably looking at it and thinking, man, that 2 of hearts might be suit preference, but if I do the wrong thing, everyone's just going to laugh at me. I don't think he can be blamed for playing either suit here. He leads a spade. He's going to be like, well, partner bid spades. I mean, oh my god, he does it. Diamond to the ace. Heart, rough. What a player. So Norway defeats 5 clubs on this board. That's going to be a good result for them. I mean, this has been a relatively clean match for the most part. There was the kind of big mistake where Belgium allowed 4 spades doubled to make in this room. And then other than board 3, where there was just like the club part scores getting doubled. Not too many imps back and forth. This was probably the least excitement we've seen in one of these matches so far that we've been watching. North has a 9 count here. They don't get to open a no trump this time. So North will pass. East gets to open a diamond. Is South going to make a takeout double? 3 small diamonds. 12 high card points. I think a lot of people would. But it's pretty unlikely his side has game. Partner's a passed hand. So just kind of going quietly and passing throughout makes a lot of sense as well. And that's what South decides to do. I respect it. Spade by Helgamo. No trump by Grudy. So Helgamo will rebid 2 hearts. And I think he'll play it there. Doesn't look like North or South are going to say anything, and East has better hearts than spades. So what is North going to lead against 2 hearts? Probably a club. It's the unbid suit. I mean, I was thinking briefly about leading a low heart from North's hand, but I think that's... I doubt that he's going to attempt that. Especially with the spades that he's holding specifically. Like, Jack Doubleton is not really the type of spade holding where you expect that pulling trumps from dummy is gonna earn your side some spade tricks that you weren't otherwise entitled to. So there's the club lead. So what's Helgamo going to do? I mean, he could just get rid of his club loser. He could win this, diamond to the ace, heart to the ace, diamond pitching a club, and then start on the spade suit. Looks like he's gone a different route, though. Oh my god. Look at this. Well, that was crazy. I'm sorry, what? I mean, I like that South was prepared for the spade lead from dummy. Wow. So South just ducked the ace king of spades, and North was able to score the jack. Yeah, now North does need to think for a second, because he kind of knows about the ace king of spades in his partner's hand. I mean, what other spade holding would declare run the 8? Yeah, so I was thinking North might well switch to trumps. I don't like the king of hearts switch. I think a low heart would have worked out maybe better, because declare may well have flown ace. Well, defense has 2 tricks in now, both spades. South can pull trumps if he wants to. Queen of hearts, heart. And still score the ace of spades and the king of clubs, but that's going to be the end of the tricks for the defense. So it looks like, despite kind of mispicking the spade position, declare is still going to make this one. But board 12, still being played in the other room. We'll have to see what happens over there. Do they get to 5 clubs? Does 5 clubs make? Does 5 clubs go down? Is it doubled? All good questions. Playing through board 16, so we got 3 more boards after this one. We'll head over to the other room to finish out the set. But then the next segment's going to start at 1:15 p.m. local time, which is in about an hour and 40 minutes from now. And as usual, I'm very tired. So hopefully I'll be able to make it through the next segment as well. I think I will take a break on stream in between sets. Oh ho ho! Look what I said in the other room. 5 clubs made. Oh boy. Club by North. Spade overcalled by East. 2 diamonds by South showing hearts. 3 hearts by West. Looks like a fit showing bid to me. Wait. No. South showed hearts. Oh no. What is 3 hearts by West? A mixed raise? That does not look very mixed to me. But anyway, double by north, 4 spades by east, 5 clubs by south. All pass. We got the singleton heart lead. Here, when it went 5-3, West played the 6 on the first trick, not the 2. Club lead up to the ace, and then the queen of spades switch. Very reasonable defense from the Belgians over there, but it didn't work out. Here, Grudy and Helgamo did a little bit better, picking up 12 imps. Very deserved. Oh, okay. I mean, what is he supposed to do with this hand? Let me just see what their 2-diamond opener is. They just play all natural preempts. So 2 diamonds is diamonds. I mean, that I totally understand. East has passed. Like, the hand, if that king of spades was the king of hearts, everyone would open the east hand 3 hearts. But you don't really want to open 3 hearts with this hand, because the hearts are so weak, the spades are quite strong. And, I mean, it's really hard to put some value on the king of clubs. It could be a working card, but it also might just be completely worthless. So, East decides, I'm not going to deal with this. I'll wait until later to figure out what I'm supposed to do with this hand. Passes. Club opener by South, which could contain basically any hand that's more than 9 to 11. I guess it's like the 12 to 14 balanced hand types. Or, I suppose, more generic hands with clubs. Diamond overcall by West. North decides to get frisky with a spade. 3 high card points, but queen 10, 9, 5th. 2 hearts by East. 3 spades by South. 4 hearts by West. He has a big heart fit. I mean, North's probably passing for it. Well, South did bid 3 spades. No, I guess maybe North should just preemptively save. It's of course possible partners waiting to double 4 hearts over there. But if partner doubles, you don't have what you promised as North. So four hearts passes around to South, who does double, which seems pretty reasonable with 3 aces. I think as North, you can't really pull here. You kind of made your decision over 4 hearts. I don't like the pull. I think if this was your plan, you probably should have just bid over 4 hearts directly. I like how the text commentator at the table is just like, North-South are doing great. Right? Like, everyone's doing excellent on this hand. High-level bridge. So, diamond lead. I mean, there's 5 obvious tricks on defense. There's 3 diamonds, a club, and a spade. But there's no entry to the north hand, right? Declare can't actually pick up the spade suit. Yeah, it's starting to sound as if like maybe North should have just passed out the double of four hearts. I mean, it wouldn't have worked out here. Declare has absolutely no issues whatsoever making 590. So it would have cost him 3 imps or however many imps, depending on where they end up in the other room. But, huh. Grudy just pitches the king of clubs. Helgamo ignores him. I mean, Helgamo knows that he has a club trick, so giving his partner a club ruff, which might be a natural, with his natural club trick doesn't make sense. Yeah, so Declare does just go ace of spade, spade. Seems pretty reasonable. Now Grudy can pull another trump and exit a heart to avoid the end play. So this will be 500. Ultimately, a better result than four hearts doubled, but I think the way in which North-South got there was a little bit questionable. But good defense from East-West, certainly. Two boards to go. Norway still ahead by 20. A very healthy lead in the match. And it looks like they're probably not giving up many imps on that board, if any at all. Ooh, South has a big 21 count here. It looks like South could treat their hand as 22 to 24 balanced if they want and open two clubs. I mean, they could treat it as 20 to 21 and open two no trump. Or alternatively, they could open a diamond. He does decide to just open a diamond. Makes a lot of sense. Wants to show both suits. I mean, these are two very, very strong red suits. Planning to open a diamond and reverse into hearts. Or planning to open a diamond and play it there, maybe. As the case may be. Well, Helgamo does go after a club ruff, leads his doubleton. I wonder if Grudy just decides not to give him a ruff. He might switch to trumps here. That actually seems pretty likely to me. Because he knows Declare can't profitably lead clubs out of hand, and Dummy looks somewhat entryless. So a trump lead to potentially prevent heart ruffs makes a lot of sense. And then I guess Declare has a big decision to make immediately of whether or not to take a diamond finesse or hop up with the diamond ace to ruff the 10 of hearts. But this contract's not going to be in any danger, no matter what. Declare has 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, and the ace of spades off the top, with the jack of hearts falling. Still waiting on a result on board 14. I mean, it's probably not going to be a large number of imps one way or another. I would expect East-West to get to 4 hearts at the other table. I think it's somewhat likely East is going to preempt over there. And then West will just bid the heart game. There's the diamond switch. Seems like a pretty good play from East. So Declare does fly the diamond ace to go after heart ruff. And I think really should just cross back to the spade ace and continue pulling trumps. I don't think there's... Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of merit in playing a club towards the queen. Even though you know the ace of clubs is on side, it just... East always wins, gives his partner club ruff, and then sometimes East gets a heart ruff. Oh, boy. Wow, so East didn't preempt in the other room either in first seat. Club opener by South, a diamond overcall. This time North passed originally. A heart by East. A spade overcall, or a spade by opener. 3 hearts by West. That's a lot of bidding by West. 4 spades by North, and East decided to bid 5 hearts. East has a lot of defense. I think East kind of forgot that they didn't preempt the hand for a reason, and that reason was that they had really good spades. Well, I mean, East is definitely in a tough spot on an auction like this. So they did the wrong thing. That's another 12 going the way of Norway. And now Norway suddenly, with these last few boards, is ahead by 32. That's going to earn themselves a nice little chunk of change in the VP scale. And Belgium's going to take a big hit, because I think Belgium was like 3rd or something coming into this round. They were at least in pretty good shape. All right, last board of the set. Diamond by West, spade by East, 2-0 by West, 18 count. I guess East is going to check back for 3-card spade support. That seems pretty likely. Norway's now moved up to 5th, and Belgium's down to 8th. So, yeah, Norway finding their stride after some very, very difficult matches. And I mean, Belgium was supposed to be a tough match for them as well, being towards the top of the standings. I mean, I guess East is thinking, right? Maybe East is thinking, like, is there some chance of a diamond slam? Seems pretty remote with only 11 highs and no aces. But what would partner need to have for a diamond slam to be workable? Ace of spades, ace of diamonds. Like ace, king of hearts, ace of clubs. I mean, that's like a really, really good 19 count. That seems pretty unlikely. I mean, what if partner has like ace, queen of hearts, ace of clubs? It's still a really good 18 count. But I guess slam might still be pretty good. We can pull trumps and maybe the spades run. And if they don't, maybe the heart finesse is working. So I guess there are some layouts of the cards where 6 diamonds is a pretty good spot, east-west. But I think it's going to be just a little bit too hard to get there. How did 11 imps come through on board 15? In the other room, South was able to open 2 clubs. Whatever that shows on the South hand, I don't know. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts. 3 no, just a lot of alerts back and forth. And looks like Declare probably had the same 9 tricks as they did in diamonds. 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, and the ace of spades. Ended up with an over trick, but that's a big 11 imps. I'm not really sure what's going on in the East-West auction. 3 spades looks like might be 5 spades game forcing. I have no idea what 4 clubs and 4 spades are. East-West get to 6 diamonds. Oh my god. Is this a good spot? Board 15, South has a 23 count. Yep, I need a break. Thank you. Thank you. I counted 21, and I was just like way off, right? Off by 2. It is totally a 23 count. Then I think I like the decision of just treating it as like a big balanced hand. I mean, I'm always for treating things like this as big balanced hands. But then I think 1 diamond has a lot less going for it when you have 23. It could easily pass out as it does here. Okay, how good is 6 diamonds? Let's take a look. So Declare can pull 3 rounds of trumps, which seems like the right start to the play. But with trumps and spades not behaving, Declare is going to need to pick a round suit and take some finesses. I guess actually Declare needs to take the club finesse, right? There's just not enough entries to set up the spades, pitch clubs, and take the heart finesse. Am I thinking about this correctly? I'm actually super tired. Hopefully I'll wake up by the next set. But the line play I'm thinking of is like, if we decide that we want to start pitching clubs on the spades, we could cash the queen of diamonds, unblock the 8 or something. Spade to the ace, spade to the king, queen of spades, pitch a club. But North shows out. So if we like rough a spade and then cross in diamonds and play a spade pitching, I mean, like that's just not a line of play. So I guess I guess Declare probably just needs to pick a club finesse to take. Wait a second. Queen of Diamonds, heart finesse. Immediately, right? And if that holds, then Ace, King, Queen of Spades, pitching clubs, Spade, ruff, Ace of Hearts, heart, ruff, Spade, pitching a club, and now we don't need any club finesse. So, yeah, it looks as if Declare can pick which finesse they want to take. But I don't believe that he has the opportunity to test for 3-3 spades ahead of time. But that's what the pause is about. That's what Helgamo's thinking about right now, because this 3-1 diamond split does cause some problems. Like, if spades were 3-3, Declare could just claim at this point. He could pull the last trump and then run the spades, pitching all of his clubs, try the heart finesse for an over trick. But when spades turn out to be 4-2 on that line of play, I think Declare might just go down, because he'll have then kind of wasted his entries. And so then he can't both ruff the spades good and take a club or a heart finesse. Okay, interesting. Spade to the ace. It feels like the opponents are not going to be helping Helgamo out here. Oh, the other table bid 6 diamonds already. I didn't even see this. So they got there also. It is going to be important for him to make this contract. Maybe not so important. Even if they lose 17 on this board, they're still going to have a hefty win on the books. But it would feel a lot better for Norway if they did make 6 diamonds. Helgamo tends to be really good at these sorts of spots when it comes to trying to read which finesse is going to work, as well as like maybe what the count is in the spade suit. That could be important. Is there anything that he can do if he kind of goes down the wrong path, pulling the last trump and then testing the spades? Because a lot of the honors are working. South has the king of hearts, South has the queen of clubs. So it might be the case that Declare just ends up making his contract anyway, because whichever finesse he takes is going to win. Like, I think he could pull the last trump, test the spades, pitching, say, a club, get the bad news when North shows out, and then go heart to the queen, ace of hearts, heart ruff, and then guess the club suit in the end. It would not be a very pretty line of play, but he would be able to make it. I don't think the opening lead gave all that much away. I mean, sometimes you could argue that a trump lead against certain contracts looks a little bit less natural than leading from a side suit. But here, given that North had 3 small diamonds, I think a trump lead probably makes sense from whatever North's hand was. Man, it was such a close match through 11 boards. I mean, Norway still had the better of it because they were able to defeat 4 spades in that one on the one previous board. But losing back to back to back, well, with one push in between, double-digit swings, can't feel great for Belgium. I'm going to prepare to show off the current standings. Oh! Well, we have a new leader. We do, in fact, have a new leader. Exciting segment for some of the teams. I guess we'll get to that in a minute. Mark says, no point in playing the King of Spades. Rough the third round high. No point in playing the Spade King and then roughing the third round of Spades high. Right. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that, but that is a good point to bring up. Because, I mean, we kind of expect the spade suit to split 4-2 or 3-3, because that'll happen like a priori about 84% of the time. Which is quite often, and probably more often when North doesn't lead a singleton. So a general way to play this sort of spade suit is often like cash 2 rounds and then rough the third round high to prevent someone from over roughing you, but also it like protects against 4-2 or 3-3 splits. But 2 spade discards doesn't help us out as declare. We really need all 3 of them. Helgamo's thought about this hand much longer than I have. So I think I'm going to trust his plan. He does play diamond over to the queen, and so now I think is going to be the big decision. He leads a club and runs the 10 of clubs. What a player. What a player. Because he could have guessed to play a club to the king in that position. It would have worked. If the king of clubs held, he would then go king, queen of clubs, or king, queen of spades, pitching a heart. And even if the hearts didn't come, even if the spades didn't come home, he could then rough the spades good, duck a club, rough the get back into hand, rough a club over to dummy, cash the long spade, and he wouldn't need the heart finesse. So 1370, really nice result for Norway here in the match. 51-8 is where they're at. We see a couple of the other scores from the matches that were on VuGraph, but here are the results from this round. So Norway defeats Belgium. Israel and England played out to 100 total imps. between those teams, with Israel getting the better of England there. Moves Israel a bit up in the standings. France did defeat Bulgaria, so they pick up a nice chunk. Croatia actually defeated Netherlands, which doesn't feel great for the Netherlands squad, as they're continuing to slip a little bit. Sweden defeated Austria. Italy defeated Finland, skipping over some of the matches. But the big shocker here, Denmark against Iceland. So Denmark was the number 1 ranked team coming into this round. Iceland, I think, was almost 30th. They might have been 29th coming into this round. And they trample Denmark 54-4. Switzerland had a win over Wales. Poland won over Romania. Germany and Ireland played to close to a tie. So that means we have a new leader. Sweden up here, 132 VPs through 9 rounds. Denmark's in second. Switzerland is in third. Italy in fourth. Norway's moved all the way up to fifth. Poland in sixth. Pretty big gap now between sixth and seventh. 10 VPs, although like that can kind of change at the drop of a hat, as we've seen. Netherlands in seventh, Germany in eighth. Belgium has fallen all the way to ninth. They're out of the top 8 for the first time in a while. Israel and England with their Israel with their victory over England actually leapfrogs them in the standings. They're in 10th now. England's in 11th. France sitting back here in 12th. And as I scroll slowly through the rest of the teams, Croatia with their big win over Netherlands has moved up to 19th now. But Scotland and Wales sitting down here at the bottom of the standings, unfortunately for them. Faroe Islands actually sitting in 25th. Looks like they've done okay for themselves. But that's where things stand. So, I am going to... Oh, brief announcement. What I am going to do with this thing over here is I think I'm only going to update it once a day, as long as like we have like a little chunk that, you know, like we're covered through tomorrow's set already. So like I don't feel obligated to update it during the session, so that people don't get anxious about whether or not we're going to be able to see coverage tomorrow. Yeah, so the plan is just going to be to update it once a day now, with the new donations coming through, because that'll be a little bit easier for me, so that I don't have to like keep track of everything and make sure that I haven't double counted something or skipped over something. But anyway, that is going to wrap up coverage for right now. We have about an hour until the next segment starts, but I will shut down the stream and we'll be back here in about an hour's time to continue checking out the second match today. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for all the donations and support, as always. And I will see you all in just a little bit.